Hey everybody, it's Angela and I am back with a layout video. And for this layout, I'm going to use the 49 and Market Spectrum. And then I also pulled out a bunch of other things from my stash because I don't have the full Spectrum collection. And I chose this piece of paper out of it. And the reason I chose this collection in the first place was for the rainbow quality. And the photo I have is of my granddaughters, and they had a blow up unicorn with a rainbow tail. And I thought this would be a great time to pull out all those rainbows and unicorns that I have in my stash. And at first I was going to use these two photos, and I couldn't make that second smaller photo work. It just seemed to throw the balance off, and really the large photo was all I needed to tell the story of what they were doing, and they were just having a fun time in the creek playing in the water. So I just wanted to document that for them and for their scrapbook. So as you can see, I have pulled out, I've got some pink paisley puffy stickers right there. I've got a lot of the Chamel collection because it has unicorns and stuff. I think a couple of her collections I've pulled out because she had rainbows in some of her puffy stickers in other collections as well. So again, I'm just cutting these out on the plastic because I'm not sure where I'm going to position them at this point. So I'm just kind of taking off everything that appeals to me and placing it on the page. I'm loosely going by putting like colors on the like section. So red items in the red section. Although with the rainbows, you know, it kind of goes off of that. So it's just loosely following a color blocking. And this here is the Wild Child collection from Pink Paisley. And I loved some of the sentiments in that. The unicorn that I put above the photo is one of those lenticular items. So depending on how you turn it, the mane and tail are a little bit different colors, so that's fun. I also pulled out some of the diamonds, you know, for sparkle, for the sparkle sentiment. They don't actually sparkle. And then also some hearts and flowers. So at this point, I'm still trying to make that second photo work on there and thinking of putting it in that spot because I do want to have something there, but yeah, it just wasn't quite working. So I finally give up and say, no, I'm just going to put a journaling spot down here, and that's all I'm going to do. So I go ahead and I grab a piece of purple paper from my stash just to mat the photo on. And I like that because the photo is kind of more in that darker purple area, and a lot of that dark purple is getting covered up by the unicorn and the photo, and so that just brings a little more of that purple being shown in the layout. So I'm going to just use my glue stick, go ahead and put that photo flat down on the paper, and then this layout went together really fast, and I think that's partly because of how the designs on the paper are. It really kind of sets up, you know, where you're going to put things to begin with and how you're going to do the layout. So that was really helpful. I'm going to put a few of these things up on foam tape. I think I have a unicorn head here that I'm going to put foam tape behind, and then that just lifts it up higher than some of these other puffy stickers that I've got going on. So it gives me a lot of different dimension. It gives me a lot of different textures on there because I have the lenticular item, I have the puffy sticker, you know, the vinyl of that. I have the different textures of the glossy and matte stickers, and some of the foil, like on this rainbow sticker that I put by the journaling spot has kind of a foil rainbow on it. So I'm getting lots of different finishes, and it just has a little bit of a shine to some of the items. So now that I've kind of figured out what all I'm putting on here, I'm going to just go ahead and get those all stuck down. You guys, I did this layout quite a while ago, and then I had computer issues and couldn't edit it. So it's kind of a cold cold as to what items I've used and all that. So I did film a couple more while my computer was down that I can narrate and put up. And then I kept on crafting even without being able to film. So I just didn't film for a while. So I do have some other finished projects that I might do some shares on. But I am back up and running again. And this one, oh, this is the lenticular item, and I'm putting a lot of that super sticky tape behind it because I just didn't trust the glue stick to be able to hold that down. And then I put this up. I had it up in my craft room for a while. I have a little clipboard. I'll clip them on, and then I put them into the albums later because this one will be given away, I think, to their father. And so I noticed while it was on the wall in my room that some of the stickers weren't all that sticky on the adhesive. So it's kind of nice sometimes when you display them for a little bit and you can kind of see if there's anything that doesn't want to stick, because now I can go back and reinforce the adhesive on some of these items so that they won't fall apart in the kids' scrapbooks. Because I know there was a glue runner that I used at one point that I had been getting at Tuesday Morning that I looked in my album later, and everywhere I had used that glue stick, everything just fell off. Or it was actually a tape runner. And so now I really kind of watch that, and a lot of times I'll use like a wet adhesive and a dry like tape runner or tape adhesive, both, to just kind of hedge my bets that it's going to stick. But yeah, so I'm always kind of looking at that because I don't want them to open up their scrapbooks later and have everything, fall to the bottom of each of the page protectors. So there I am finishing putting all those in and just looking for some other little bits and pieces. I was having a problem down in this section. I didn't want things to get cluttery, but I wanted to have stuff spread through the whole areas, so I was kind of trying to group things together. And so there's kind of a fine line when you're doing something where there's just a lot of items. It's like to make it cohesive and not like what they call a sticker sneeze. You want it to be cohesive and fill the area and yet not be cluttery. So it's sometimes a fine line between those two and finding that balance. And that is what I am doing here, trying to find the balance. Again, just looking for those last few little things, little red flowers and stars I can put in the red area and things in the blue area. And then I'm going to just go ahead and take this manufacturer's strip off the edge. And then I'm going to call that done. I have to do the journaling on it, or I may leave it blank and let their dad do the journaling on it. And so I'm just going to do a few close-ups, and I apologize that when I do it, the color on my phone here kind of changes. That's more the realistic color right there. But sometimes it goes a little bit more blue toned. So I did a few still shots at the end, just showing what the true colors were, because it is really pretty. It's got a lot of the rainbow colors. It really picks up the tail and mane on their floaty. It's not every day I see a unicorn floating down the creek by our house, so that was kind of fun to watch. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below, or if you have any requests of things you'd like to see. I'm always up for a challenge. So anyhow, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.